Greetings and welcome back to our CK3 Lord of the Rings Realms of Exile Galadriel the Great series. So, last time we didn't really do much, we just kind of stuck around, we kind of did a little expansion if I recall, but we're just chilling, grabbing some more lifestyle stuff here, and then we'll focus more on the building on the inside here. We need money. We need that money. And right now we're trying to build up basically so we can go against Dol Guldur. Now we could potentially. Whoa, what is this? Great Temple of. Oh yeah, it's Radagast. What about this dude? He is all alone, eh? Well then, that actually kind of changes some things, don't it? Let me fabricate a claim over there. It's only going to take 7 months. That's fine. Beornings look like they've been split real quick here. Ealdorman Rostan of the Rostan Earldom. So we got them. 5,000 men. We built up some men there. So 3,000 total soldiers, eh? Alright, well that's fine. We'll be able to get this done. Engineer for destruction. Siege weapon effectiveness. Yeah, we want this. Wayne Rider. And then I think it's time to move on. So as much as I want to go for here, what's leading? Court grandeur, title creation cost. As much as I want to go down the leadership at the moment, I'm thinking, oh, it's the stewardship 21. Man, how do people go about playing this when you don't have like genius and everything to help? All right, well let's we need money for things, so let's do this. I guess that's the downside of being an elf. You don't really get as much money as you'd like. Oh, but there we go. Oh, and they already took it. Well, we have a claim on it. In the meantime, I guess we can start converting. Because I want to save up money before we get more claims for the Beornings here. So let's go to this Fey Court here. 2 years, that's fine. And then we can go to the Gladden Fields. 18 years? Ugh. It doesn't make much difference if we're doing a tax collecting, so. In the meantime, Karas Galadhon is what we need to build up. So let's see here. What can we do? Nothing there. Could we construct nothing there? Could we upgrade? No. But could we build something? Alright. Foresters. What do we have exactly? We got some fishermen flotillas. And some grand barracks. We need something with more money. Hunting grounds could be pretty good. Foresters as well. Ooh. Tulane watch posts. Elven library. Elven guild hall. Oh, that's gonna take more money, but that guild hall, I think. Elven citadel. Hall of lords. Alright, well, let's see how that is. Inspired person? What are they inspired to make? He's a master by sphere. He wants to create a weapon. How much are you asking for? 105? You know what? We need a new weapon. We need a weapon, right? We don't have one. We have some armor. We have some regalia. No weapon. We also just lost the LSR, so... Today my ward Eadric was taught a lesson by Nienna. Patience will serve you well. What exactly? Alright, so unfortunately, yeah, mastermind philosopher. 21 a month. I know I should be going by slow, but like I said, this one is a bit more speedy. If you want a more slower series, you're gonna have to go check out the Game of Thrones series, I'm not gonna lie. My lady. Work on your precious artifacts proceeding. But if I manage to produce a true masterpiece, what idea would you like? Casualty. To exploit the terrain advantages. More casualties to them. Kill them all, I say. Organizing the army. Liege, I've been meaning to talk to you and know how you feel. Yeah. we would take our own, we would counsel with our own and who we would like to, not what anyone tells me here. You get a weak hook, grow closer to form a friendship with our, meaning we don't need a hook on them. Another image, interminable council meeting until my ears are suddenly pricked up by my Chancellor Niana's winsome tones. Urgent business, my lady. Lothlorien is in dire need of a capable bodyguard. Someone to properly protect you from your enemies and serving at your side. A task Amiel has quite failed. Of course, I would be willing to take... I think this is a job for Eltariel. Amiel. Yeah, well, sorry, Amiel. We'll do this. Oh, previously leaderless, the cult of Ululaki elders have made Gorgal the new Asher Dirk. Wow, he's a scorebuck. Through the veins of Gorgal courses the blood of Skorg, first Orc Lord of Gundabad. Skorg. Wait, what was that? It's Bolg. And then that must be Azog the Defiler. Wow, interesting. Okay. Urzog the Impaler. Burlog the Insane. Nah, I want to go back to Skorg here. Skorg the First. Does this mean he's like one of the first orcs or something? Interesting. Okay. Cult of Ululaki. Alright. Inspiration realized. We have the Galadriel longbow. This is lovely. There, we have a bow. During daily management, I've learned of several different opportunities I can pursue. A lost tome, rediscovered a very good book, get a weak hook, or a lot of money. Let's get this. We got a Haru and Galadriel's making gold. Actually, that's not bad. Wait. Oh, it's for the court. Alright. My lady, there's something I wish... What is it? Pause. We're gonna hold court. Here, petitioners. My vassal, Aurodor Orolfin, has been nursing a temper. My lady, I cannot abide your tolerance of unbelievers. Every Fey court county in Lothlorien will be harder to convert. Well, we're trying to do that. It's only one left. You can... I can convert. All faiths are welcome as soon as, until I, you know, get rid of them. My guest Forluvia approaches my throne with a smirk on her face and bows deeply. Sorry if I'm going through this a little fast. It's a bit late and I still have to eat and then I have to go to bed because I got work and it's going to take a while to upload. Greetings, Your Majesty. During my recent trip to the Kingdom of the Riddermark, I learned some fascinating tidbits about several kings failed and subjects. Why would we want to learn secrets about our ally? Forlovia, flee. Two of my vassals are pushing one another and jostling to reach my throne. Here, a Celeborn bows before me. My lady, murderous wanton in the city streets. It would be civilized if we institute a band of townspeople. Oh, our husband and our spy master. With violence! Wow. Well, Celeborn is gonna get his butt kicked. Either way, they'll become rivals, but let's make it so he's not wounded. But hey, now we have something here. Oh, I didn't even know. I should have been paying more attention. There we go, on Nosfanarfin. The Mirror of Galadriel. Man, if I'd have known, I totally forgot about these. Whoops, my bad. Lay of the Children of Húrin. Monthly renown, stress gain. Well, the renown doesn't really work, actually. Monthly martial. Oh, that would have been actually useful. So we're actually going to change that. 10% is a little bit better anyway. We don't need that, but... There, we'll just change that one out. There. Now that we got that out of the way. Grand Tour. Grand Tournament. Let's get rid of all that. Your neighbor, Overlord Kamul. Yep, he won that. Conquest of Wapentak of some. Oh, he's spreading that way. Okay. Niana's talents. Fascination, rightful ownership. Oh, we got that going out at least. You're the best Chancellor Lothlorien has had in ages. Well, yeah, because Sardic, you're not. That's good. You grow closer with forming a friendship with Arfin Haldir. Alright, you know what? Yeah, we'll lose a little money just because of that. Ermine cloaks. No, let's see if we can change that. What would be good? What did we want? Some army stuff, I suppose, would be nice. Monthly prestige. Yeah, no, we don't need that. Size of amended armor regiments. I think it's probably the best. It's gonna take 20 years. Then we can go for a Mekku. I cannot pronounce that word ever. Never pronounce it. You know what? Let's go join this dude's hunt. Why not, right? 30 gold for mercenary captains. You will not arrive in time for the hunt, so we're not gonna go. There we go. Now we got 2 years for Gladden Fields to be converted. And Gorthar's hook expired. King Theoden has won against Overlord Saruman. Oh, challenge to a battle of the songs. We're being challenged by Radagast. Oh, we're gonna accept, of course. I want to check. Isengard invaded the Riddermark but lost, eh? You got 2 great eminence and mastermind philosopher. Man, he is not a good steward, though. Look at that. He's won a measure of respect from relentless wild men hordes. Interesting. All right, a battle of songs against Radagast the Brown. All right. I'm sorry if I'm putting you in a bad position, Galadriel. His voice genuinely remorseful. I practice Othrabuth Lareva for fun, but I think it is fun when we're both enjoying it. I shall invoke hope, rekindled, a star rising from the endless night. What do we... I think it'd be good if we do this, right? Diplomacy countered by learning. Ooh. Oh, still a thing good. I'm not gonna be an evil person about it. Ma, this is gonna be much better than I expected. You're not a difficult foe at all. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to be rude. Just being honest. Wow. Alright, fine. We'll fight fire with fire. A song of wizardry, piercing opening betrayal. That should get him. Oh no, he's actually countering. Shouldn't have talked about wizardry against a wizard. Out singing you or telling the tale of your embarrassing loss? Alright, fine. Here we go. Oh man, we just took it. He was winning and then we just did a reversal. Manwë has witnessed my triumph today. What a great Athrabathareva. This is all you can master? Pathetic. I'd love to face you again sometime. Your opponent agrees that it was good. Closer to growing a friendship, yes. I'd rather be friends with Radagast. At least we lost some stress, too. Altering the deal. Oh boy. My husband here, Celeborn, has a contract with me that is quite lenient, exempting him from many of the obligations. What? No, I'm not going to increase my taxes to the husband. I bet I can persuade him. $99. We can convince him. Accept a more restrictive contract. I sat down with him and explained all the reasons why we need to update it. He was reluctant at first, but after much discussion, I got him to agree. Nice. It's not gonna do much. Oh, what's this? A weapon. Your skill is legendary. Alright, 136. We gotta get a better. We'll get a better weapon. I guess. We'll see. Galadriel yawns before bowing deeply. It is both an honor and a privilege to forge a weapon. Tell me, what's your preferred way of fighting with a weapon? I wish to forge something that would suit you the best. Gain a dagger or a sword. An axe, a hammer, or a mace. A spear or a bow. I personally prefer spears. But yeah. Yeah. My ward Eadric has come of age, despite being a curious child, eager to learn. Has grew older, hardly studious. He's a town dweller. At least he got town dweller. Eadric Serdixon. Well, sucks. And we just increase his taxes even more. And we're gonna dedicate it to my beloved Celeborn. Religious construction. Ooh. My vassal Arfin Haldira cost me. Well met, liege. I've heard tales of your patronage of Galadriel, the weaponsmith. They say she is forging a spear worthy of a heroine. Please take this and give it to her. I wouldn't want to miss a chance to aid in the creation of a masterpiece. How generous. Alright, at least we have 300 now, but we made that back. We want to, okay, we can increase this to 0.5. Where was it? We wanted to take a look and maybe build a guild hall. 332, alright, so we can just wait. There we go. Build the guild hall. Alright, the refuge of blah 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 faction created against us. Oh boy. Drownhold has given rise. Alright, well it doesn't look like they're all that bad. Inspiration inspired, 1 second. Doesn't look, yeah. No one important. Inspiration realized. We have the Nos Finway Spear. My lady, I have toiled over the forge many days and nights, but finally my work is done. A long spear of masterful craftsmanship. The wrought iron head is mounted on an elegant oak shaft that has been inlaid with a deer antler. This is lovely. Now let's take a look and see what it is. So, prowess +9 and archer screen 4. 7 number of knights and knight effectiveness. To my beloved Celeborn, yes. We're gonna use a spear. Alright, every kingdom, every county, we can get this. Development. 100% chance we get 140. New silver coins minted. Well, obviously we're gonna do that 100% chance, right? Get all of that money. Alright, they converted the faith there. Break protectorate. Oh, are we his I guess he's kind of under us, huh? Court grandeur, male-oriented, brave, friendly, future, blah, blah. Under-equipped. I'm enjoying a rare, quiet moment between councils when Almiel, my liege. As your bodyguard, I'm honored to protect you, but this is ridiculous. She half unsheathes her blade from its scabbard, drawing attention to its many nicks and pits. I can't be expected to do my job with this clumsy bar. Surely quality is everything when it comes to protecting the heroine's life. 140 and we give her a good quality weapon. You know what? We'll give her the Galadriel longbow. Doesn't bear our name, it's just part of the Galadriel. I mean, I guess that means it does bear our name, but you know what I mean. He wants to go to Rovanian. Well, I want to save up some money. How much are you asking for? 107. Ugh. I think we're good for now. Alright, we had you doing this, converting faith. Go convert that in 2 years, and then we can start gaining more claims. Hey, a good perk, golden obligations. Cutting corners, meritocracy. Collect taxes 25% better. Once we do get that going, but that's not for another 10 years. Speaking of which, Order Fund, anyone better still? Nope. You know, it's so great that I can actually upload these videos, because I get copyright claims, at least for this. Like, I get copyright claims on every single one of these videos for Lord of the Rings because of some music. Luckily, it is allowed. The content creator allows it to be used on YouTube, so it's always good. So no worries there. And I'm getting a couple on the Game of Thrones one as well. But I'm just glad that the creators or owners or whatever actually allow it, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to post as well, because I'd probably would have to take big chunks out of it, or be silent or something. But hey, I'm actually really glad. Plus, music is awesome. Sorry, I had to get that out of the way there. I was just finishing checking some stuff. My vassal Arfin Haldir has arrived. Fellowship resembles a parade led by Haldir himself. He's here to pay homage, and that he comes bearing gifts of gold. Such generosity is hard to find in a subject. Haldir's loyalty is truly something to treasure. Please enter. Deposit the gold on your left. Why, surely you have more to give. Nah, we'll take the gold. We could actually now embark on a historical endeavor, I think. Medicaid, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure we have no... There's nothing that says that we don't, but I'm pretty sure we don't have any fertility. Otherwise, I'd really like to try to get a kid. Just, curious on how we would do that. Alright, well, whatever. Let's... Nope, not that. Historical endeavor. How much is this? I know I said I was saving up, but... You know what? We're going to play on this one. Sponsor Adenuak Propaganda. Does not have the birthright of the... Hosting a feast earns priority. Manipulate history. Oh, you can manipulate. Oh, if you have that. Alright, well, no, we're going to explore the histories. Alright, so what are we exploring here? Destination selected. So we could go to this place here. Preserve the tales of elder days. Anywhere else? Could we go to Mordor? Nah, it doesn't look like it. Can't go to Minas Tirith either. Alright, so we could go to here. So what is Haradhrind? Karsendarian, Karen Erendian, Toriak. Ah, so this is like Mirkwood. Alright, you know what? We're gonna stick nearby. Might as well focus. Alright, that's a bridge, yeah. We're gonna focus here. We don't need it because we're not going to traveling anywhere. Scholarly delegation. Increase archivist experience quality. Funding. Possibility to explore several histories. Sure. Recreation. Befriend. Potentially befriend. I don't think we need to befriend anyone. Oh, look. It's a seal door. Wait, what? Okay, it's just someone named Isildur. Okay. We'll stick with recreation. I'll start this up. Setting things up. As we await the arrival of the guests, my servants can get started on the preparations. The scholars are sent in search of antique catalogs. While setting up our equipment and our, I'm assuming, lodgings there. The lecterns are up and precious books are being brought up. We will start soon. Soon. As all my guests have arrived and my scholars are as prepared as they're likely to be, I make my way to the library, poring over the dusty tomes. I know I can never read them all in my life. You could, Galadriel, I'm just saying. The histories of Middle-earth run deep in the distant past, with all manner of tales since time immemorial. Well, we were here for everything, but let's tell tales of, you know what? Mythical Year of Trees would be pretty good. A lot of things happen in the first age. That's with all the dragons and everything. It could be interesting. You know, let's go for the Year of Trees. The Years of the Trees, also called the Days of Bliss or the Noontide of Valinor, were the long years that lay between the founding of Valinor and its darkening. During this time, Valinor was lit by the light of the two trees, while Middle-earth lay in the great darkness. It was in this age that the elves awoke, and the Valar waged the battle of the powers. The dark fortress of Utumu was destroyed, and Melkor was chained within the halls of Mondos. For 3 ages of the world, the elves of Valinor grew in skill and power, before Melkor spread lies and discord amongst them, before the ultimate destruction of the two trees. Alright, so what are we going to focus on? Feanor and the Disquiet of the Noldor, the first kinslaying. Oh, we can actually change it. Alright, let's go back and take a look and go for the legendary first age. The first age describes the events near the beginning of time, also known as the Elder Days. The first age saw awakening of men on Arda, the flourishing of elves in Valinor and Beleriand, their feats against Melkor and his eventual overthrow by the combined armies of Valar, elves, and Edain. The first age saw some of Middle-earth's greatest triumphs and tragedies, and it ended when the Valar cast Melkor beyond the gates of night, banishing him into the timeless void. Alright, Siege of Angband in the realms of Beleriand, Beren and Luthien, the children of Húrin, of Tuaran, the fall of Gondolin, and Gondolin, I should say. Well, Tuaran is one of my favorite characters. I think Turin might be my favorite human character, but Tuara is probably my second. Siege of Angband. On second thought, maybe a different age. How about the heroic second? The books kept in this room are well documented historical chronicles regarding the second age. Mainly copied from... Oh. This is just going on. Alright, I wasn't... Alright, well, what have we got here? Lost Island of Númenor, of Auregion and the Rings of Power. The Akalabeth, the Last Alliance. Alright, what about the familiar Third Age? Third Age has been characterized by the rise and decline of the exiled Númenorian kingdoms and slow recovery of Sauron's powers. Apologize that the selection of text is currently unexpectedly incomplete. Oath of Eorl, the Kin Strife. Alright, you know what? Feanor has always been interesting. The first kinslaying and the exile of the Noldor. The sundering of the elves. What is the sundering? Is that when the light went out? You know what? Let's go for the sundering. On the far eastern shores of the lost inland sea of Helkar, in a bay that came to be known as
Cuivian, the first elves awoke from the sleep of Iluvatar. Here they dwelt for a time, happy under the beauty of the stars in heaven, and have ever since loved starlight and revered their creator Varda above all the Valar. Before long, the fledgling elves were discovered by Melkor, who sent his dark agents to watch from the shadows and capture any elf that strayed too far from the waters of awakening. These unfortunate souls were imprisoned in the bowels of Utumno, and through slow arts of cruelty were corrupted and bred to form the orcs, in envy and mockery of the elves. Later, the elves were found by the Vala Orome in his hunts upon Middle-earth, and he was seized with a desire to protect them. And so it came to pass that the powers made war upon Melkor to deliver the elves from the clutches of evil, forever changing the face of Middle-earth in the conflict and imprisoning Melkor in the halls of Mandos for thousands of years. Alright, we can thank Eru for the protection of the Valar. It is right that Melkor was judged for his ill deeds. Melkor created his own race by capturing and corrupting elves. Intriguing. No, we would say it's right that he was judged. Man, this is gonna be getting my my little reading here done. Hope you all enjoy. Let me know if you don't, but I'm probably gonna continue on. Oh, you know what? Let me get a sip of water first. My audiobook debut. Audible, hire me. With Melkor humbled and in chains, Orome came again to the elves and passionately called to them from the Valinor, promising... Yeah, see, never gonna get hired by Audible. Promising them safety, tutelage, and light. The elves sent 3 ambassadors from among them to travel to Valinor and speak for their people, Ingwe, Finwë, and Elwë. Returning from Valinor, they were so filled with awe by the glory and majesty of the Valar, and the splendor of the light of the 2 trees, that they urged their people to heed the summons of the Valar and make the long journey west to Valinor. Thus befell the first sundering of the elves. For while the kindred of Ingwe and some of the kindreds of Finwë and Elwë were willing to follow Orome, there were many that refused the call to leave the lands of their birth, as they loved Middle-earth and the starlight above the unknown west and rumors of its burning light. These elves became known as the Avari, the unwilling, and would not meet their kindred again until many ages were past. A tragic parting, but the Eldar were right to journey west. After seeing nothing but wrath and deception from the Ainur, who can blame the Avari? Tragic parting, but yeah, no, if they didn't leave, then Galadriel wouldn't be here, so we'll take that one. Once the elves who answered the summons of the Valar set out on the great journey, they were further split into 3 groups. The smallest of these groups was led by Ingwe, and were the most anxious to reach Valinor. The Vanyar led the way, pushing ever westward at a great pace, becoming the first to reach the shores of the vast Belagair. It was here that the Vala Ulmo uprooted the large island known as Tor Eressëa from the middle of the ocean, and with the help of his servant, used it to ferry the Vanyar from the shore and across the waves to the land of Valinor. For his haste and his zeal, Ingwe was crowned High King of all the elves. The Vanyar loved the Valar and the light of the Valinor, and the light of Valinor above all else, choosing never to return to Middle-earth, save to fight in the War of Wrath in the final overthrow of Melkor at the end of the First Age. Yeah. Finarfin. And there's Finwë. High King Finwë. Whoa. I didn't know it. Wait, so Ingwe? I've always heard like Finwë was the first High King of the elves. Was he just the High King of the... Oh, he's just the High King of the Noldor. But Ingwe was the High King of all the elves? He also had parents? Interesting. In our great-grandmother. You know what? I never hear much about Ingwe. Let me just take a look here. Nguyen the Beautiful.
And then, if anyone knows anything interesting about Ingwe before I, go down a rabbit hole for myself, let me know, because that's actually interesting. I've always ever heard about Finwë. I mean, I've heard about some of the others, but Ingwe, actually, I don't think I've ever remember recalling. I mean, I probably read about when I read the Silmarillion at a time, but that was a while ago, so. Alright, so such devotion and unwavering dedication. 150 piety. Who can blame them? I'd have been on the first boat to Valinor too. High King of all the elves? Nah, that's not us. Ooh. The Noldor. Oh, okay, now we're on the Noldor. Oh, we got a perk too. Well, we can only go to, here, convert faster, I suppose. The next to arrive were the elves, known as the Noldor, led by Finwë, making good time, but not bearing the same burning determination of the Vanyar. When they arrived in Valinor, they built the city of Tirion upon the green hill of Tuna, with the help of the Vanyar in the gap of the Pelori Mountains, and it was here that Finwë ruled over his people. Who was the very first elf? That's my question, because I can't remember. I always kept hearing it was Finwë, but maybe I was wrong. Might be my biased propaganda that I've been reading. I don't know, but let me know. The Noldor are accounted as the most skilled among all the elves in lore and smithing, the greatest among them being Finwë's son Fëanor, creator of the famed Silmarils. Many Noldor would eventually return to Middle-earth to fight against Melkor and form the most well-known of the great elven kingdoms. Those gems caused more trouble than they were worth. What folly. The Noldor's mastery of craftsmanship is amazing. They have Aul's blessing. Yeah, nope. The gems were... What folly. Regaled with Nos Finwë's scale armor. The Teleri. Finally came the elves known as the Teleri, led by the brothers Olwë and Elwë, and largest of the three kindreds who set out on the great journey. Unlike their Vanyar Noldor brethren, the Teleri were a diverse group, with great portions of their disunited hosts settling along the way without ever making it to Valinor. In the woods of the Rhovanion, the Sylvan elves and Nandor settled, while the Green elves settled the forests of Osirian and the Ered Luin. The Sindar made their home in Doriath, after tarrying there to try to find their leader Elwë, who had become enraptured with the Maya Melian. Melian the Maya. Yep. Last were the Falathrim, who settled the coast of Beleriand, taking Norway, in later years known as Círdan, as their lord. Alright, there's Olwë, and there's Círdan, and there's Eleuthingol. Finally, those remaining few that completed the great journey to Valinor, under the leadership of Olwë, founded the city of Alcolande, the haven of the swans, and became known as the Falmari. And there's Eleuthingol here. One sec, where is it? There's Luthien. Dior here, I think, is one of my other favorite characters here. The very first, like, half-elf kind of thing. I mean, Luthien is technically the first half-elf, but Melian is a Maya, so we can't... I mean, she's still a half-elf, but still, you know. And there's Baron. Alright, now we got that. Lesson Perseverance. Why rush to Valinor when there's so much wonder in Middle-earth? I don't want to lose Ambitious, though. How could you just lose a king? Lesson Perseverance. We've been taking a long time in order to make our creation, our great kingdom. Oh, wait. Are we studying again? Alright, let's go this, and then... How long are we doing this? Maybe the historical endeavor, it might be bugged? How long are we supposed to be I just want to make sure it isn't bugged or anything. Well, we'll go with here. Historical endeavor, the youth of Feanor. Oh boy. In Valinor, when the world was young, King Finwë of the Noldor wed Miriel, who was called Serinde. Because of her skill in needlework, she bore him a son, whom she called Feanor, Spirit of Fire. But Miriel said to Finwë, "Never again shall I bear a son, for the strength that would have nourished many has gone forth into Feanor." After which she departed to rest in the gardens of Lorien, never to wake again. Finwë grieved much for the departure of his wife, and all his love he gave to his son. Feanor grew fast and strong, subtle in mind and skilled in hand, the greatest in mind and body of the children of Ilúvatar. He devised the Tengwar, which men and elves use to this day to write their speech, marvelous gems and seam stones that are called Palantiri. Early in life, Feanor wedded Nerdinal, daughter of Matan, a smith beloved of Aul, who taught him much to his son-in-law. Nerdinal was wise and patient, and alone was she able to sway Feanor's counsel at times. Together they sired 7 sons. Such wonders he crafted. Having 7 sons is guaranteed succession nightmare. I too would have loved to rest in the gardens of Lorien, if only for a while. Now wonder, he did create wonders. The unchaining of Morgoth. Though he loved his son greatly, Finwë desired companionship again, and new children. Manwë granted his request, and Finwë married Indis of the Vanyar, who bore him 2 sons, Fingolfin the Valiant and Finarfin the Wise. Feanor loved his father deeply, but ever begrudged Indis, and he lived apart from them, exploring every corner of Aman, or busying himself with the crafting of new things. Yep, there's Fingolfin there, like the greatest elf to ever live. Feanor, I think it might have been a bit greater. Controversial as that is. Fingolfin number 2. Anyway, then it came that Morgoth, the dark enemy. The dark enemy was released from bondage by the Valar, after being held for 3 ages of the world in the halls of Mandos, and he took fair form and feigned friendship with the Noldor, bringing them hidden knowledge in which they delighted. For he hated the elves, deeming them the cause of his downfall. The Vanyar would not hear his counsel, content in the light of the 2 trees, and the Falmari he thought of little worth. In the Noldor, ever eager for knowledge and craftsmanship, he found the unknowing agents for his schemes. And Morgoth whispered to the ears of the Noldor, and planted the seeds of strife amongst themselves, and against the Valar. But chief of all, he hated Feanor, who refused his counsel and was wary of his words. How could Manwë release Morgoth? It was generous, but very unwise. Agents who are unaware of your schemes can never betray you. The Falmari were great shipwrights. That has to be worth something. Yeah, how could you release Morgoth, let's be honest. Feanor was filled with foreboding, and feared that the blessed days of the noontide of Valinor could come to an end. He pondered how to preserve the light of the 2 trees, Lorelin the Golden, and Telperion the Silver. He devised the Silmarils, 3 great jewels protecting the light of the trees in vessels that no force or violence could break. Yet they were no mere crystals, and the light burned within them and gave them life, and they rejoiced in light received and shone all the brighter. All rejoiced and marveled at the work of Feanor, and Varda blessed the Silmarils, so that no hands unclean or anything of evil might touch them without being burnt by their fire. And Morgoth lusted after them, and in his desire he strove ever to destroy Feanor and the friendship between the elves and the Valar. Morgoth told the elves that the Valar kept them in Aman as in a golden cage, for they were jealous of their craft and their art, so that men may supplant them in the kingdoms of Middle-earth. Could the material be employed for other uses like armoring? The Valar hadn't kept so much hidden from the elves and might not have listened. He had a point, the elves were never supposed to hide in Amon. Yeah. How dare they hide things from us? Thus the Valar finally uncovered that Morgoth was the root of the disquiet. Oh, well, never mind. That's Finarfin and that's Fingolfin. High King Fingolfin was slain in a duel. And blah blah blah. Now rest in the halls of Mandos. As Morgoth's lies spread among the Noldor, the unquiet turned to factionalism. Feanor began to speak openly of returning to Middle-earth, for from his people, though from Morgoth's lies and truth, he had heard Fingolfin strove to supplant him as their father's heir, with the backing of the Valar, and to Fingolfin it was told to be wary of his brother, lest he should use their father's love towards him to strip him of everything. And so Fingolfin came to Finwë to ask him to restrain Feanor, disparaging his loyalty to their father. At this insult, Feanor entered the court and pulled his sword on Fingolfin, warning him that it would prove sharper than Fingolfin's tongue. Thus the Valar finally uncovered that Morgoth was the root of the disquiet of the Noldor, and he fled before their pursuit. But for drawing his sword upon his brother, Feanor was exiled from Tirion for 12 years, and with him, to Formenos came to his father and the elves of his house. For Finwë held himself unking, for the Valar had unilaterally overruled him. And in that moment the lies of Morgoth seemed to Feanor as truth, for Fingolfin reigned in Tirion as regent. And it was the Valar whose actions made it so. And at the end of his exile, Feanor was invited to a great feast in Valamar, and near all the elves of Aman were present, and the brothers reconciled. Morgoth took advantage of that feast to strike. With the help of the great spider Ungoliant, he caused the darkening of Valinor by destroying the 2 trees and raided the vault of Formenos, killing Finwë and stealing the Silmarils before fleeing towards Middle-earth. So much strife. Nothing like a good feast to set things right. Yep. Well, the enemy is at the gates. So much. Yep. Could have been avoided. Yeah! Alright, that's a little unnerving there. The Valar asked Feanor to give his Silmarils to Yavanna, so that she might heal the 2 trees. At this, Feanor was filled with anguish and indecision. For the jewels were as such he could never again make, and to unmake them would be to unmake himself. And then once more the lies of Morgoth arose anew, and Feanor perceived the Valar too as Morgoth's kin, and that he would not yield them save by force, and that it would but prove all his fears of them right. Then messengers came bearing the news of the death of Finwë and the theft of the Silmarils. Grieved now beyond consolement, for he had loved his father above all the works of his hands, Feanor fled into the night, whence none could find him. Many days passed, ere in darkened Tirion, Feanor appeared again, an all-consuming fire within him. He spoke words of rebuke and power, bidding his people join him in his quest for vengeance. To show their resolve, he and his son swore a terrible oath, known only thereafter as the Oath of Feanor. Feanor's will and words were so great, he prevailed against those who preached for caution, and all the hosts of Noldor made to depart. Words with which to shake the world. Will the Valar ever do anything? A fool is he who swears an oath he cannot fulfill or break. Is the Oath of Feanor? Alright, what exactly is so I can make a proper judgment here? Be he foe or friend, be he foul or clean, brood of Morgoth or bright Valar, Eldar or Maya or aftercomer, man yet unborn upon Middle-earth, neither law nor love nor league of swords, dread nor danger nor doom itself shall defend from Feanor, Feanor's kin. Whoso hideth or hoardeth or in hand taketh, finding keepeth or afar casteth a Silmaril. Death we will deal him ere sending woe unto world's end. Our word hear thou, Eru Allfather, to the everlasting darkness doom us if our deed faileth. On the holy mountain here.
Yep, a fool is he who swears an oath he cannot fulfill or break, yeah. And then end to my study. My eyes heavy and the candles burning low. Where did all the time go? I place a bookmark to remember my place before finally closing the old book. With a groan, I sit back in my creaking chair, stretching out my weary limbs. A fascinating pastime, studying the past, but my back is stiff and sore. 2% chance of people gaining the trait Archivist. So what does that do exactly? Learning +1, applying of Archivist. So what is Historian? Level 1 diplomas. Oh, I actually rather like that. I hope this gets implemented in other mods. Like, this would be really good in, like, the Game of Thrones mod as well. Or even, like, the Elder Kings. If anyone knows any of the mod developers, maybe, you know, see if they can get in touch with the Lord of the Rings mod developers, see if they can borrow the idea or something. Alright, there we go. End of studies. We'll take a look at that real quick. The Sundering of the Elves. Our work comes to an end, and my scholars fold their books and pack their quills. What should I do with it? Would it be better preserved in the library or in my court? Oh, wow. That's a court artifact, and that's... Oh, we had one of these. I thought this was... Room to rule, befriend, firm hand, benevolent intent, thoughtful. Guard of the Citadel. The Bloody Grand Wedding. Maybe heading down for El Carter, I think, might be pretty good. Let's finish it off here. The books will be left behind. You gain 300. The Sundering is destroyed. I'll take this one with me, thank you. I think I prefer the other one. The Sundering of Elves is destroyed. Yeah, I think we're going to take this one. Feanor and the Disquiet of the Noldor. I finished my visit to the archives, and I must say it was quite successful. We reviewed ancient documents, learned much from the actions of the ancients, both good and nefarious. And there we go. And now we have a better book. So let's take a look. Feanor and the Disquiet. Monthly income +4. Monthly stewardship lifestyle. Yep, definitely better. So, we're going to end it there. Oh, what's this? A plush. Yeah, we're not going to accept the gift from Kamul. So, we're going to end it there. I know not much really progressed, but we did look at that new thing, and that was actually really nice. So, I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, leave suggestions and comments and everything down below, and leave a like if you like, leave a dislike if you dislike, but tell me why, and I shall see you all later.